Hey guys, welcome into What the Hell Should They Do? I'm Steve, I'm here with Ryan.
Hello.
Some of you probably are here right after the last episode where we talked about, where we reviewed our picks from last week and what we did. So, like we said last time, for those of you who may have skipped over it, we're breaking it into segments.
Yes, officially episode 2.
Yeah, this would be episode 2, segment 2, or whatever you want to call it, under the umbrella of week 2's post. We're doing this so people can kind of jump around and pick the segments they want to view directly. So this time, normally we talk about sports a lot on this show. We tend to go all over the place, but
we like to keep it breaking up.
Sports seems to be something we've been focusing on a lot lately. This time, though, we're going to talk about something a little more fun. We're going to talk about how we would survive the zombie apocalypse, because The Walking Dead's on. Both of us are fans.
Yeah.
We've been fans of the show since the day it aired. Like, it aired on Halloween, 5 years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. So...
It's been a kind of a craze, too. I mean, the Resident Evil movies are coming out. Especially for the last 5 years, it's been all about zombies.
Yeah, zombies have taken over the world. No pun intended there, but it's kind of like that's the genre. Like, there's even that World War Z came out, and Planet Z, and Z-Baked, and that was a cookie company, but everything's zombie based now, and there's bars that are opening in different countries that are Walking Dead themed.
Oh yeah, there's a Walking Dead run.
There's the Walking Dead runs. There's this mall I've read about in London that you get to simulate a zombie attack. Like, it closes down the mall at night, and you run through with I think it's paintball guns or something, and people dressed as zombies chase after you, and you need to survive in this mall with the group.
I think that's.
I would love it. I would fly to London just to do that. So, we're going to talk about, in keeping with that theme, how would we survive the zombie apocalypse?
What the hell should we do?
What the hell should we do in a zombie apocalypse? So, Ryan, I'll pick it up with you. What the hell should someone do? The zombie apocalypse breaks out. All of a sudden, they wake up, they're in a hospital like Rick on The Walking Dead, right?
For those who don't know, he wakes up from, let's just say a coma. He wakes up and he's in a hospital and all of a sudden there's zombies and he has no idea what to do. Well, here's what I'm doing. You don't need a cell phone. You really even need a car. Okay, my first instinct is to get to the coast and as far south as possible because, granted, any coast should have a major city where there's these things called cruise ships, right? Yeah. I would hop on a cruise ship. I would hopefully at least figure out how to drive it or just get some really large paddles and go. We're going out into the middle of the ocean. Yeah.
You're saying that you large paddles, like a giant oar that you're going to try to row.
I cannot figure it out myself.
So how are you going to do it? Because you don't have to row from both sides of a boat, right? So what would you do? One stroke and run to the other side of the cruise ship?
Well, I would recruit several people because we would have to have some sort of community going on to keep this thing afloat. No pun intended, but yes, pun intended. To keep our village afloat, we would have to first, before I got into the boat, I would go to the nearest solar farm because we're going to steal some solar panels. Because once we're in the ocean, we don't need the ship to run. We can kill the engine. We can just sit there in the middle of the ocean like a little island. But we need the solar panels to heat up, to electrify, give electricity to everything else on the ship. We're gonna make these. We're gonna plant crops we're gonna clear out all the pools, fill them with soil, plant crops. We're going to bring some livestock, almost like a modern-day Noah's Ark, to survive, instead of a flood, survive a zombie apocalypse.
All right, so I'm going to assume all our listeners know what Noah's Ark is, but those of you who weren't good church-going folks like us when you were younger, elderly man, 2 of every animal, Earth's flooding, he piles them onto a big boat.
Who hasn't seen the movie? What was that?
Oh, yeah, I think Russell Crowe's in it.
What? No.
Yeah.
The Noah's Ark, the comedy, it's Bruce Almighty and then Evan Almighty.
Oh yeah, Evan Almighty.
Yeah. It's I don't think it's Russell Crowe.
Alright, anyway, Russell Crowe did do a Noah movie, but anyway, we've gotten off topic. So that's your idea. You're gonna steal a cruise ship.
Yes, because in every literature, movie, video I've seen, zombies cannot swim. They might be able to walk underwater, but if you were high enough, there's no way the zombie can get you. So you are completely oblivious and free from zombies out in the middle of the ocean. As long as you can survive, you'd be all set. You wait for them to die off eventually from starvation. You just come back and start repopulating with survivors that survive the hard way. Because obviously we're doing the easy way.
Okay. That's...
Now, what about you? What would your grand plan be?
It's not as peaceful as yours. Alright, so before any of the listeners judge me, just know I'm not a bad person. However, rules change when a zombie apocalypse happens, so, matters need to be taken as they are.
Right.
First place I'd go is to nursing homes. I would raid nursing homes, and then I'd raid orphanages.
Right, because they have all supplies that you could possibly need.
Yes. I would take the elderly, and I would take the children. Here's why. I'm not very fast. I don't run very fast. So, what I need is people I can outrun. I can outrun old people, and I can outrun children. So, when I needed to, I'd have, this herd. A herd of elderly and children around me. Mm-hmm. And we'd walk, everywhere. Like they do in The Walking Dead, because I'm not going to stockpile them in a car. And as needed, I would abandon, I guess, one of the elderly. Yeah, sure, you can call it a sacrifice. I'd just sacrifice them. Yep. And, to the horde. And I would distract them and let the rest of us get away. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Old people are good at two things in particular. They're good at more than that, but just for the sake of argument, they're good at these two things. They're great cooks, and they can knit. So now I have clothes taken care of, and I have food taken care of. And they can make food out of anything. If you've gone to your grandmother's house, and she has, what you think is no food is basically, she turns a packet of salt and, a gumdrop into a 5-course meal. Yeah. That's what grandmothers do. That's what they're good for. The children, basically like livestock. You raise them and then eat them because you don't want to eat them when they're small if you're still hungry. Right. Cannibalism is okay if it's the zombie apocalypse. Bottom line, I'd just become like Negan. I can see that would be my path. And it's not because I'm a bad person, but just because that life seems a lot better than the other ones are living. He's in a place, he has a set spot, everyone works for him, they provide for him. And all he does is have to bash in 2 or 3 heads a year, and everyone's afraid of him. Exactly, yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, he's basically the bad guy of The Walking Dead. I'm sure most people know who Negan is, just through the sheer volume of the outrage that was caused when he arrived, I guess. Yeah, bashed some heads in. My biggest concern with your plan would be, what if they decided to, let's say, revolt on you? How would you protect yourself? Again, it would be an army of children and old people, so I'm not too concerned about it. You're supposed to take out the entire army of old people and children. That's right. They're extremely old. They're in nursing homes. Half of them are on IV pumps. So how are they walking with you down, not very fast? That's the point. Yeah. I need them to be slow. Right. And you're finding all of this food to feed these children. That's what the old people do again. Yep. See, you're not realizing the genius of my plan. The problem is everyone's going to raid Walmarts, they're going to raid, super Walmarts, grocery stores, so if you're in the north, that's Market Basket, if you're in the south, that's Publix. Right. I don't know what the West Coast shops in. Y'all just go to, In-N-Out Burger or something, all the time. Leave a comment and let me know. Any West Coast people that listen to this, let me know. Post in the comments. What is your grocery store? Yeah, what's the grocery stores where you live? Because I'm very curious now. I have a buddy from Arizona. I should ask him, but... Well, isn't that just desert? They just go out there and eat some cactus? Yeah, they probably just, right, like tumbleweed. Yeah. That would be my plan in the zombie apocalypse. And I genuinely think it would work. Well, good luck with your plan. If not, you can always jump on the ship. You can hop on the bandwagon, except, ride the ship. Ooh, a wagon would be a good idea. Then you're like a settler, and that's going backwards. I'm going into I'm saying a wagon to drag the old, put all the IV pumps in. Yeah. Because I'm going to need a way to transport that. Right. Honestly, I was going to use the children and have them carry it. Can drag the wagon. I was going to have them carry it for them. Oh. Individual children I'd sign to an elder. Right. And then when their elder was used to divert the horde, everyone, listen up. I'm just trying to keep this, as PG-13 as I can without saying I would feed the old people to a horde of zombies. Even though he just said that. Yeah, I just said it. I'm admitting to what I'm doing. I'm not going to... I'm keeping 100 with all my people. I am nothing if not an honest dictator in my little world of zombie killing elderly and children. Well, we're living in this democratic society in the middle of the ocean. mutinies don't happen on land; they happen on boats. So that's the flaw in your plan.
Mutiny I mean, if it's not running, you're not going anywhere. So they can mutiny all they want. What are they going to do?
Throw you overboard.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's up to them. So, that's kind of our plan for the zombie apocalypse. And now
you should be able to vote on which one you like the best.
Yeah, feel free to post down at the bottom, comment down the bottom, email us if you feel like telling us how wonderful our ideas are. If you disagree with my idea, then just email me and tell me that you like Ryan's idea better.
Which we know you do.
But if you want to volunteer to be a part of my little settlement, I am taking applications because I would prefer to be prepared ahead of time.
Right. You either have to be really old or really young. So, like that.
So that's going to segue us to Shameless Plug of the Week. For our Shameless Plug of the Week.
Shameless Plug.
Shameless Plug. You have no idea how long it took me to figure out how to make those sound effects happen. It took a long time.
Worth it, though.
It was so worth it. I was playing around. I felt like a producer. I was like, I'm basically Diddy.
That's right.
That's right. Lil Wayne ain't got nothing on me.
No, I'm Lord from South Park. You know.
Yeah. So, all right, Rye, why don't you take us through your shameless plug this week?
My shameless plug, keeping with the South Park theme, is South Park. And more specifically, my favorite episode of all time, The Homeless Zombies.
The Homeless Zombies.
Yeah.
Great episode. Classic.
Spare change. And if you guys haven't seen it, I recommend you go see it. Because South Park has a way of making fun of every political news story that goes on. And it's kind of hilarious.
That show is a modern day art piece. It's basically the Da Vinci of our time.
It's pretty clever. Sometimes it gets out there and gets crazy, but there's a lot of times underlying, very clever.
Anytime Stan's dad's in it, I think that's just the most golden character ever written, besides Peter Griffin, Stewie Griffin, and Roger the Alien from American Dad. And then it basically, you know what, this is a top 5 kind of topic. We'll have to get to that at some point, a top 5 TV character.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my turn to plug. Last week, I decided I was going to make spaghetti. And as I was in the grocery store shopping around, I came across Bon Jovi pasta sauce.
Made by the man himself.
Yeah. It was sponsored or made, probably not made by him, but he's sponsored John Bon Jovi, the lead singer of Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, Dead or Alive, all those songs, sponsored a pasta sauce. So I'm like, hey, I love Bon Jovi. I've seen him twice in concert. I think they're just amazing. I was heartbroken when Richie Sambora left the band. I took it as a personal offense, as if he had left me. Yeah. And I tried the sauce. I tried it. And I gotta say, it was delicious. So, to any listeners out there who feel like making spaghetti tonight, go to your local stores, find it. And it was the right ratio of sweet to tart, I would say. And I know nothing about food, and I'm not even sure if those are the right words to use in that situation.
It sounds very, very food-like.
That's right. I watched a lot of Hell's Kitchen before this episode.
That's right.
A lot of Hell's Kitchen.
It makes good music and good pasta, apparently.
That's right.
Sauce.
It makes good sauce. So, alright, that'll do it for this episode. Our second episode. If you have any comments, topics you want us to cover, anything like that, you want to just tell us how great a job we're doing, email us at whatthehellshouldtheydo@gmail.com, or
you should leave a comment down under. It's in the comment section below the YouTube video.
Right. Alright, so to our listeners, make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.